Hi guys, this is Mark from Epica and you're watching Historias Rockeras. No, it was the reason was that there were two captains on one ship, and there was Sander and me, and it went well for a long time. But when we started working on the third album, there were some crashes, cracks in the porcelain, and we tried working on the third album, and the magic was not there. There was a lot of disagreement. There was a lot of things. Where he wanted to go left, I wanted to go right, and vice versa. And it became clear that it wouldn't work like that anymore. So I took my ideas to Epica. I started this new band. And in Epica, this Phantom Agony album, it contains a lot of ideas that I wanted to use for the third After Forever album, but which didn't work out. But I was very motivated with the Epica album to continue on the path that I thought was the right way. So everything what I had in mind, the direction for After Forever to go, I took to Epica. Of course, it sounds different than it would have been if it was an After Forever album, because that would have been with Floor and with Sanders, his influences. But this was mainly basically the direction I wanted to go. So I was happy that I still could continue the way I thought was a good way, and they were happy they could continue the way they thought was a good way to go. You can clearly hear that I'm not there anymore, and that's a good thing, because if you would not hear anything, I would have not made sense. Arjen was the first one to join Epica, and after Isaac, in Design Universe there was Isaac joining. He was literally joining the band 2 weeks before we had to enter the studio. Yeah, everything was written, but he still did a great job on improving guitar lines, because when I write music, I have my way of writing guitar riffs. And many songs works well, but in some songs it can be done in a different way or better. And when we work together, he has his way and my way together, I think works really well. So he went home, he started rewriting some guitar riffs. Some things we kept the way I had it, some things we said, wow, this is amazing what you did. So it became like a 50-50 work. In only 2 weeks he did all that job. So I surely believe that without him, the Design Universe album would have not been so good as it is now. So I'm really thankful for what he did. Yeah. We always call Epica 2.0 at the point where we change producer, but that can also be from that point on. So where we change producer can be maybe Epica 3.0. I think it was, we were already going well, but I think this album made a big difference, made a big step forward for us, a big step forward. So we noticed that we started playing bigger shows, that there was this album was also selling really well, even though it was already in the download era. This album sold really well. So I think it was a game changer for us. Yeah. Yeah, the biggest difference is that first of all that it has been remixed and remastered. Still, I have to say that we stayed close to the original sound, because it was important for me to not change too much of the original sound, because I love that sound and also many fans love that sound. So we only wanted to integrate the positive things that are nowadays available on new positive things available in the mixing with mixing opportunities. And I think Joost did a great job with that. He stayed close to the original sound, but you can hear here and there, you can hear new elements of instruments that you couldn't hear in the past. So I think it's the best of both worlds. And besides that, you can also find 5 acoustic tracks on the second disc, and these are new arranged songs, from the album. And also with these songs, we didn't want to just have a simple copy translated from band version to acoustic version, but we did really dive into these songs, to the essence of the song, and change them until we had sometimes even quite a completely new song. And especially when you listen to Martyr of the Free Word, it's from such a heavy song, it becomes such a tiny ballad with Simone really sounding completely different. And I'm really proud of these acoustic versions. Yeah, first of all, I always want to emphasize that Sascha Pitt has been extremely important for the band and still is, because he's still involved with every new album, because we work together with him on the vocal lines. When we have all the album finished and the vocal lines, we go to Sascha, and he is a master in telling us, hey, this vocal line is not strong enough yet, let's work on this one, and this one is already good. This guy has really a big talent in telling us what is good already and what not yet. And but the reason that we changed was that after, when you work a long time with a producer, you start maybe thinking maybe there's a risk of starting to repeat ourselves, and we wanted to avoid that. And with Joost, there was a fresh wind blowing, and I think the Quantum Enigma really needed that. And so when you feel as a band you need to change something, I think you really have to do it, because you can also say like, we want to keep everybody as a friend and don't hurt anybody, but then you don't make the album that you want to make. You have to follow your intuition, I think. And luckily Sascha was very positive about it and not being hurt. And we also asked him at that point, we still want to keep on working with you, and he was happy that we also wanted that. So in the end, everything was fine, luckily. No, I think they are both very much concentrated on the music, and even though we are a band that is very much when we come to the studio, we come with a very developed album already. There's some bands, they come to the studio and the producer has to basically write half of the album because the band doesn't have it ready. There are quite some bands around like that. But we are a band that comes to the studio very well prepared with everything basically finished. But we, in an early stage, we also ask Joost his opinion. So we're gonna sit down with Joost and then ask him, what do you think about this song? What do you think can be done better? And the same with Sascha. So they're both in this sense very important on the musical part. But related to the vocal lines, Sascha has this unique talent to really right away say this vocal line is not good enough yet, and then he has right away also an alternative. Try this, and then wow, you think like, wow, how can he come up with something like that? So so Sascha has always been very important also with the vocal lines, and also Joost is very good with this job, but Sascha is of another planet with this job. So that's why we really gladly keep him involved in, because it's part of the Epica sound as well when we work together with Sascha. Yeah, first of all, the focus will be fully on the album, obviously, because that's the one we're celebrating. But we also try to have some surprises in the set. So we did some surprises with something in the Design Universe album, but we did also some surprises with some songs that we hardly ever play, or even one song that we never played live that we're going to do for the first time. So because there's many fans that visit a lot of concerts, and especially these die-hard fans, they asked us, can you also do a show where you play a completely different set? And I think this is going to be that completely different set, because there's some songs that fans always like to hear and that we almost cannot skip. But on this tour we throw out a lot of songs and play quite some songs that we almost never play.